Viewers have been asking for more caption contests, both the videos themselves, in which I put together the top 10, my totally subjective top 10 of the captions that people put on photos in my YouTube channel. And they also want the opportunity to participate in it. So I did another caption contest this month, and I picked this photo, which I'm particularly a fan of. It shows our old dog Amica, who we unfortunately had to put down almost a year ago. And she had chewed up a tennis ball pretty good, so that there was a big crack in it. And every once in a while, I would stick it on my nose, sort of like a clown nose, but with a tennis ball. And then, she would sometimes get angry and bite it off, or she would get a little bit exasperated, and you see her here looking at my wife took the picture and sort of saying, "What the hell is this crap?" So there are quite a few good captions. I picked out the top 10, and with no further ado, here they are. Here's one of my favorite ones from Kevin Beck. I love seeing philosophical types being silly. Indeed, we all put our pants on by the proverbial one leg at a time. Philosophers aren't not ordinary people. We live a life like everybody else. And I think sometimes people lose sight of that because of the seriousness of so much of philosophy. Here's another good one by Isobel. Exasperated by her master's failure to understand the essential nature of a tennis ball for fetch, Amica finally broke the fourth wall to ask if any dog can truly be said to be a good girl. Then she bit him on the nose. And I think if you've been watching a lot of my videos, you know that I sometimes use as an example of our rational nature versus the non-rational nature of animals, the fact that they don't question about themselves. They can be a good dog or be a bad dog, but they don't actually ask themselves that question. And I don't think they worry too much about the essential nature of a tennis ball, but they definitely think that it has certain roles, and the role is not to be on my nose, at least for Amica. Here's another one by Eagle Ray Flyby. I'm used to thrashing at, mauling, and destroying that ball, but something's telling me I might have to consider an alternative option right now. He's putting these in, like in Amica's head, thinking about, the need to figure out another function for the ball. So those two are kind of similar to each other. Here's another one from Austin Tillman. When you get a half-price nose job from some back alley doctor in Tijuana, but decide to take the opportunity to teach the doggo about Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Yeah, except in this case, it would be the green-nosed reindeer. And that would indeed be quite a nose job if anyone were to get it. Now we get into the ones that are a little bit more philosophical, retro gamer. I'm not telling you where he's got a frisbee in a Socratic elenchus. Elenchus, of course, is sort of the refutation that Socrates engaged in. So the joke, it kind of makes sense. It kind of doesn't make sense, but that's okay because it's jokes anyway. And then we get another one that is playing off of, obviously, Descartes, right? Amica can't believe what she's seeing, but at least if she's doubting, she must exist. She's not doubting her own existence, but she is definitely wondering what is going on. And, we can remember, too, that philosophy begins in wonder, and it doesn't always have to be wonder about the universe or, free will versus determinism. Sometimes it can just be like, the proverbial, what in the hell is going on here? So if a dog could philosophize, maybe this would be an occasion of this. Then we get another one here, and here, this is from Tice Monk. We see a live demonstration of what Camus possibly meant when he wrote about the absurd. The joke there, of course, is that there's a myriad types of absurdity. This certainly does qualify, I think, as an instance where the absurd could come into prominence for us, and we could have the feeling of the absurd. Then we get two about Hegel. Nick says that moment when you lose your mind from 7 years of teaching Hegel. Now, of course, I've been teaching Hegel almost 3 times that long. So if I was going to lose my mind after 7 years of Hegel, I would have lost it 3 times at this point. And then here's another one. This is from Jeff Sullivan. Look, girl, you thought you were going to have to choose between me and the tennis ball. Lucky for you, I've been reading Hegel. This is synthesis. You know, the syn means, and then ... coming together. I don't think there's any way that you can look at this as being something like a Hegelian synthesis. But I would be open to being persuaded. And then finally, we have Guttergrown has this nice quip from Diogenes, the cynic, which, as all of you know, that means hound. Diogenes, the hound, member of that school. Kunos means dog or hound, and it was also used for the designation of them. Dogs and philosophers do the greatest good and get the fewest rewards. I don't know about that. It's a great line. I can certainly think of those who get the short end of the stick even more than dogs and philosophers. But yeah, it's a good quip. So these are the roundup of what I thought were the best captions, and you can stay tuned for further ones coming out in subsequent months that you can jump in on and say your best lines, and you might see them in another caption contest video like this one.